podcast. And today I'm doing something which I've never done before, or which is new to me as well. I'm gonna be with the person I have an interview or like a talk together. So we do Let's Talk Swimming, right?
Exactly.
We do talk about swimming or more or other things, right?
Yeah. Let's talk swimming, let's talk about out of comfort zone, let's talk about psychology, right?
Yeah, we have a lot of topics to talk about. And I'm here with, first of all, I'm Marcus Martel, you guys know me, seen me before. And this is Denise, she can introduce herself. And
Hello, I'm Deniz Kayadelen, 6 times world champion in ice swimming, best-selling author of the book Out of Comfort Zone. I'm a psychologist and business consultant.
That is a big repertoire and a very wholesome repertoire. So I'm very proud to be here. So
thank you for coming. It's a pleasure to host you here as well.
Thank you. Here on this nice couch here, that little pink couch, out of your comfort zone. So not a color I would wear usually, but anyway.
You are flexible, huh?
We got in touch with each other. We got to know each other through friends of us, and we both live in Switzerland, so but we didn't know of each other. People asked me, and they asked you, I guess.
Yeah.
We didn't know who we were, and then we met at the ice swimming world champs in Molveno.
Yes.
And we thought we were going to do something together.
Yeah.
And I have some burning questions.
Wow. Come.
So you're a consultant, and how do you get to ice swimming and being an author, and how did that happen?
Yeah, so I'm swimming since I'm 11 years old. So swimming was always my passion, and I always wanted to cross the English Channel. That was my childhood dream because it's the big magical thing what you can achieve as a swimmer, right? But when I was 24 years old, I get hypothermia in a swimming race in the sea. And cold water became my fear zone. I had a traumata with cold water because I ended up to be in the hospital with electric blanket. And of course, after this traumata, I stopped swimming in cold. I stopped having cold showers and had just warm showers, warm waters. But 10 years later, my friend came to me and said, Denise, we can do it as a relay team, the English Channel. But that meant, I need to jump into the cold water. And I'm a psychologist. Then I said, okay, now as a psychologist, I need to treat myself. I need to use myself as an experiment. How to overcome my fears, how to overcome my limiting beliefs, how to overcome my traumata and go into this cold water. And then a new life began, like a second psychology study, right? In a practical environment. Like I needed to do breathing exercise, meditation, focus, everything, you name it, all the methodologies I used to go again into the cold water, and it happened. And then I started at 20 degrees, 18 degrees, 15 degrees, and then my curiosity kicked in, how far I can go, how far I can unlock my potential. And at the end, I ended up to be in the ice water as an experiment, and then you suddenly have a new environment, new people, new ice swimmers. And then Hamza, he's a Turkish guy living near Mini, Bodensee record holder, and he said, Denise, you have a Turkish passport, a German passport, why you don't join the World Championships? Come with me to Poland. And I said, me and ice swimming in ice water? No way. He said, give me 2 weekends, I will train you. And then I trained with him. It was the hardest weekend of my life. And after that, we went to Poland to the first ISA, International Ice Swim World Championship. I swam 500 meters. I had fear of dying. I had all the fears you can imagine. My hands get numb. I couldn't feel the wall. But at the end, yes, I swam 500 meters, and in my age category, I became world champion. And that's my starting point. So from zero, from even minus to up to the top and being a world champion.
Well, that's very remarkable. I mean, it has been similar to me as well. I mean, I used to swim, right? I did my past in all in swimming, and I used to be national team and all that stuff, and it started similar to me. For me, it was more the curiosity because I did started doing cold plunges and just going into the cold water, and then at some point, a friend of mine who was I think in Poland as well, Andreas Washburger.
Yeah, he's also famous German.
He's also a famous German. We swam against each other back in the days, and then kind of he did it already, and it sparked my curiosity, and I also listen. Maybe I should join as well and try. I should do it too, and this is how I got there. But
when was your first time?
Ice swimming itself, or the competition was actually that was the first real competition we had, or like a real competition I had in ice swimming. But before we had already chances to test it out in the mountain lakes. I mean, we are in Switzerland, right? After all, we have a lot of cold water and cold water lakes anyway. And I did it there already, so it was easier to get in. The cold plunges I already knew. I knew what it was, cold water. I used it as a recovery tool, and now it's this, and it's a whole different world. And I went to the extent to also become world champion this season, or this time in Molveno, and even going to do the ice mile, you know.
Wow, so much respect. So I'm proud that I could swim 500 freestyle. But ice mile means 1,600, right? 1,600 meters, so it's more than 3 times to be in this cold water. And when I also speak with people who swam 1,000, they say after 500 you are numb, you don't feel anything, and you just continue. And for me, it's such an out of comfort zone feeling. You lose your control of your body, you can't feel your body, and you still continue. And then having the balance between, okay, you are still healthy and you can still swim despite you are not feeling your any cell of your body. So can you a little bit explain maybe this, how it felt to swim the ice mile?
Well, the ice mile was more, the thing is, it got sparked by me because of 2 things. So I want to go to Antarctica and do the ice mile there. So you need to do it
That's
beforehand.
also my dream.
So you need to do. I will go.
But not ice mile, just 1K maybe.
So I will go in 26 in February 26. I will
Amazing.
go.
With Gambake?
Yeah, with the whole group there.
Amazing.
So they want me there, and but I needed to swim before, right? And
you need to qualify.
Yes, and the problem what I did, I'm a distance swimmer. I mean, I'm also at home, and first of all, back in the days, I was a middle to long distance swimmer, and now I'm ultra long. I do also. I tried to swim from Tobago to Trinidad, and I will do it again this year. And for me, I was a bit cautious for the world champs, and so I said, okay, let me sprint. And the longest was 200 meter medley and 250 meter. But I realized back then I felt more comfortable with long distance and I had no problems, seemingly no problems in the longer distance than in the shorter distance, because I'm not a sprinter, and if you're lactating your muscles, cold can be counterproductive, let's put it that way. But then I needed to do it. But instead of just doing the ice mile, I wanted to do an ice triathlon.
Wow, ice triathlon.
Ice triathlon. So after 1.6 kilometers, I wanted to get on the bike and run afterwards.
You want to do it in Antarctica?
No, I wanted to do it just here. Just that was 2 weeks ago, right?
Wow. Okay.
And problem is, we were 2 of us who needed to do it to be able to go to Antarctica to do swim there. And for him, the problem was it took him 2.5 hours to get back. So he did the ice mile, he swam, he was 35 minutes in the water, but it took him 2.5 hours to get back.
To normalize,
wow. Because it really wiped him out in that sense that I think he was a bit too long in the water, and we should have. We did all the precautions, we took all the precautions which we needed to do because of the 2 medics we had, and we had everything. We had a kayak following us and stuff like that. And I was a bit okay. Maybe I just do the swim. It also got late, so maybe I just do the swim. Then I got in, and for 1,000 meters, everything was fine. And funny enough, the times I had on 500 meters and on 1,000 meters would have gotten me medals, and even potentially a title draw against Andreas Waschburger, so we could have competed against each other. So that was okay. But once I hit 1,200 meters, the cognitive motions, or the ruling of the cognitive motions got slowed down, or got it was not the same anymore. I was also not reacting, like I couldn't orientate myself. Cold wasn't the problem as such. because I was always on the move. I had my technique and I was always moving, but I started to realize, everything gets slower. You know, there was like a moment of
slow motion.
Yes, exactly. So it got slower, and I really was dependent on the person who was next to me with the kayak to say, listen, we need to go there, and thank God I had that. But so that became a problem for me.
Sorry.
Bless you. Don't worry. That got a problem for me, and then it got worse and worse. And also time went down a lot.
Yeah.
So the difference between the first 500 and the last 500 was, we talk about 7 minutes for 550. We had a loop of 550 meters.
Yeah.
And we did it 3 times to get to the distance. So the first one I was 7:10. The second one was 8 something, and the last one was 9 high, like rather high.
Yeah.
So you have difference, and there, at first. When I got into what I said, after 1,000 meter, I'm gonna go on the bike afterwards and I'm gonna do it. After 1,500, I realized I started to do the checklist in my head to see, okay, I might not gonna go back to the bike and sit on it and do it, and maybe I don't even finish, or you start to do the checklist in your head because you realize, it's tough.
It's tough.
And then I came to the shore when I realized, now I've done it, and I needed to do a little loop and then go back to shore. And there was the moment when I realized, now that's a bit slower. You're like a bit drunk, it's like this moment. Yeah. Cold doesn't matter anymore, because that is long past. You have, then you get on shore, they have to you get covered, and then the shivering starts. So